Did you know that 72% of people who prefer being alone have been labeled as having issues? But science just proved that their brains are actually operating at a higher level. And if you'd rather stay home on a Saturday night instead of going to a party, you might be one of them. Try to imagine this scenario. Saturday night, your phone buzzes. A message from your friend group. We're meeting at that new spot tonight. It's packed, gonna be so fun. And immediately, something inside you just shuts down. Not because you hate these people, but because your brain just calculated the cost and decided it's not worth it. You're not broken, you're not boring, and you're definitely not the problem. Your brain is just playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Let me explain what's really happening inside that complex and brilliant mind of yours. First, think about social energy like a bank account. Each of us has this invisible account. For extroverts, every interaction is a deposit. The more they socialize, the more energized they become. But for you, it's completely opposite. Every conversation is a withdrawal. Every small talk exchange, every social smile, every time you have to explain how have you been lately, all of it deducts from your balance. 3 hours at a party can drain your account into the negative for an entire week. And this isn't weakness. This is how your biological nervous system is designed to operate. Just like some people need 8 hours of sleep to recover while others only need 6, everyone's social energy needs are different. When your account runs dry, you need quiet to recharge. That's a real survival need, not some weird personality quirk. But that's just the surface. What's even more telling is what psychologists call social hangover, the exhaustion after social interaction. Have you ever come home after a gathering while everyone else is still buzzing with energy, texting away in the group chat, and you're just lying flat on your bed, feeling like you've been run over by a truck? I remember someone once sharing with me, I went to my best friend's birthday party, had a great time, laughed the whole night. But when I got home, I just wanted to lie in complete darkness for 3 hours. No music, nothing. I thought maybe I was depressed or something. You're not. Your brain is just defragmenting, like a computer reorganizing data after processing overload. Because during those 3 hours, your brain had to process 47 faces, 89 conversations, over 200 body language cues, flickering lights, music, scents, temperature changes, and all those subtle emotional fluctuations that others don't even register. While most people have an automatic filter, deleting 90% of unnecessary information, your brain absorbs and analyzes everything. The result? Complete exhaustion. You need 2 to 3 days to detox emotionally, like trying to untangle 1,000 intertwined threads. This isn't a disorder. It's just the natural consequence when your highly sensitive system works overtime. And this leads to a truth many people misunderstand. You don't hate people. You're just allergic to fakeness. In crowds, everyone wears masks. The "I'm having so much fun" mask, the "I'm totally listening" mask, the "everything's fine" mask, while their eyes are twitching, their shoulders are tense, and their energy is screaming, "Save me." Your brain has an incredibly sensitive emotional radar. You read what people aren't saying through body language, tone, eye contact. You sense the real conversation happening beneath the polite words. And having to constantly decode these conflicting signals, it's utterly exhausting. Not because you're judgmental, but because you can't turn off that radar. You'd rather have one real conversation at 3 a.m. where 2 people drop all masks and talk about things that actually matter, than attend 50 networking events where everyone's just performing their highlight reel. That's not a flaw. That's having high standards for authenticity. But society often gets this wrong. This is the biggest misconception we need to shatter. Preferring solitude equals being shy, lacking confidence, being afraid of interaction. Completely wrong. You can be perfectly confident. You can be an excellent communicator, present to 500 people, lead an entire team. But afterwards, you need quiet to recharge. That's what extroverts don't understand. They think if you can do it, you should want to do it more. But for you, The difference isn't about capable or not. It's about want to or not. You're not afraid of crowds. You just don't feel the need to be there. And that's a choice, not a deficiency. But here's what's shocking. A recent study found that among the world's most successful CEOs, 65% are introverts. Names like Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg all prefer being alone to think deeply, to focus on big ideas. And yet, for all these years, schools taught us that group work is everything. That silence is weakness. That sitting alone in a corner is failure. Have we been lied to? Has the system been forcing us to become a version that isn't ourselves? And when you realize this, a strange paradox becomes crystal clear. You can sit among 100 people and still feel utterly lonely. But when you're alone in a quiet room, you feel most complete. Why? Because true loneliness isn't about lacking people around you. It's about lacking genuine connection. Your brain doesn't count the quantity of relationships. It measures their depth. One person who understands you is worth more than 100 who know your name. One meaningful conversation is worth more than 10 noisy parties. Loneliness in a crowd, that's hell. Solitude with yourself, that's heaven. You're not lonely, you're just waiting for quality, not quantity. And there's a deep biological reason for this. When extroverts walk into a party, their brains shoot off dopamine fireworks, excitement, euphoria, overflowing energy. Your brain, silent, nothing. Instead, you run on a completely different neurotransmitter, acetylcholine, the chemical that rewards introspection, deep thinking, and focus. Reading a book at midnight, taking a solo walk at dawn, sitting quietly and simply reflecting, those are the moments you feel truly alive. Your brain isn't built to receive quick external stimulation. It's designed to dig deep, to think complexly, to connect dots others can't see. But only 5% of people know this. Solitude isn't empty. It's the laboratory of extraordinary minds. Einstein needed hours of solitary walks to conceive the theory of relativity. Newton sat in silence in his garden when the apple fell. Bill Gates retreats for 2 weeks every year, seeing no one, just reading and thinking. Virginia Woolf wrote about a room of one's own as an absolute condition for creativity. Great ideas are never born in noise. When alone, your brain shifts into what scientists call default mode network, the state where the most creative connections, the deepest thoughts begin to form. You're not wasting time. You're incubating ideas the world hasn't yet discovered. Genius isn't born from noise. Genius is born from silence. So when society obsesses over the equation busy equals successful, when they think if you're not at every event, not posting stories constantly, not surrounded by people 24/7, then you're failing. Remember that you've understood something most people take a lifetime to realize. Silence isn't empty. It's where clarity lives. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's where you truly meet yourself, the person you forget about every time you try to become who everyone wants you to be. You're not missing out on anything. You're choosing a different path, one meant for deep souls in a world obsessed with the surface. In a world so loud that people have forgotten how to listen to themselves, you're someone who still knows how to do that. That's not weakness. That's a rare strength. So next time someone asks, why don't you go out more? Smile and remember, you're not absent from anywhere. You're just present where it matters most with yourself. And if this video resonated with you, if you feel seen after being misunderstood for so long, leave a comment. I'm here below, so we know that we're not alone.